Oh, hello. Welcome to Durus Telamon Gym. This is Dex, and we will be taking you on a tour today. So this is the gym, and as you can tell, no heating, no insulation. This is a strongman gym. And to start off, I'm going to walk you through the corner that I call the posterior chain side. We've got a 45-degree hyperextension. See a plate there for loading it up. We've got a machine row, and it's got these rotating handles up here and the neutral handles to adjust that, chest supported row. Here is a spud ink pulley system, and that is a custom made leg stand so to keep you down when you're doing the pull downs. Now I've got a bunch of these grips you'll be seeing throughout here. These are the Marzafit grips. This is a narrow grip, this is a wide grip neutral. Really enjoy those. It hits the lats a lot differently than a straight bar. This is a glute ham raise or glute ham developer, and this thing's pretty beat up, so we've got this nice couch cushion to keep your legs nice and safe. Here is a earth mover tire. I want to say this is around 500, 550 pounds. We've never actually weighed it. Next to that, we have some homemade deadlift blocks to get you that higher deadlift position for strongman when you need to. It's got some safeties on there to keep the bar in place. Down here we have a Rogue Nordic curl. Now, I bought this thing for my kids when they were getting into sports, and there were a lot of things with hamstrings. I was reading about it, but now I kind of regret making this purchase. It's a really nice bench, but you can actually get it where you can get the Nordic curl and the glute ham in one machine. And that would save a lot of space, so I kind of regret that. Over here we've got a 3-foot Rogue Monster Light support. Now, the rack I have is Monster Light, so I'm not going to keep mentioning that. Everything's the Monster Light. What we've got this set up for is you can put all the different Rogue attachments. So right here we've got a Rogue landmine. This is set up to do Viking press. Up here is a dip station. It's got all of our assorted clips. We've got the standard Olympic barbell type clips, and then we have the specialty bars. Walking over here underneath the Viking, this is a homemade yoke, and obviously we use this as yoke walk when we're training for that event. The next competition just has a Viking press, so we've got it set up here in the Viking press. This is a new attachment which acts as a Viking press, a football squat, and a calf raise. So I have no excuse to not do calves anymore. I'm not sure about these rotating handles. I'm going to give it a try this weekend. This is a standard Viking attachment, and the problem with this is the competition, they aren't sure if we're going to be facing towards the pivot or away, and I kept hitting my head with this. Ow. They hit me right in the head.
On the way up?
Yeah. Ouch. So this has a lot of clearance for your head, and I was like, you know, it won't hurt to give it a try. We've got a weight tree over here. This just has some 2.5s and 5s, and it holds all of Glenn's lifting equipment. You see his belt, his straps, his wraps, all of that is on there. This is the heart of the gym, the Rogue Monster Light Power Rack. And you can see I've got it with the extended weight storage. This is where we keep all of our regular plates. These have all been weighed and matched up because plates have a little bit of variance. On the back of this, this is a reverse hyper. Now you can get this as a standalone machine, but I wanted to get something that wasn't going to take up too much space in the pole barn, and this just fits in the back of the rack. And you could still, you know, walk around it, get in. This is a Rogue flat bench. Now going back here, we have the bars. This is another spuddy pulley system. We have the log. This is a standard strongman log. We've got 2 Sports Authority bars. These things are garbage, but we use them for landmine setups when we're trying to do like a car deadlift or something like that. They work fine for that. This is an Elite FTS yoke bar. Here is our board where we keep everybody's PRs. Down on the floor, you can see we've got all sorts of dumbbells. We've got them going from 2 to 50 pounds. Over here in the corner, you will see we've got Rogue swing out safeties, Rogue rope safeties. We've got a pair of adjustable dumbbells, some handles for landmines, another pull-up attachment, a landmine T-bar row attachment. There's a floating landmine. Oh, I'm gonna catch you. I'm gonna catch you.
Uh-oh.
Better walk faster. Let's get this done, come on. All right, back over here. Yeah, so we had these. These are the landmine that don't fit to the rack, and you put them in between some plates, and it works okay, but when you're really forcing it on the Viking, we were having the plate shift, and sometimes it would pop out, so we switched to the kinds that actually attach to the rack. We've got a standard bar, we've got a Rogue axle, we've got a football / Swiss bar here. This is the Rogue Ohio power bar, which we use for all of the powerlifting. This is a Yukon Preacher curl bench. Then over here, we've got a homemade deadlift platform, an Atlas stone platform. And you can see here, I have built-in stone storage for the main stones that we use, and it actually keeps them in there. So you have to kind of use some force to get out, so they're not gonna be wobbling around on you. We've got some cutouts that keeps the stones up there once you load it, and a back plate to prevent the stones from rolling off. As far as stones go, we've got 200, 220, 240, 260, 280, 313, 335. And over there in the corner, we've got a 113 and 136 pounder. Up here on the top of the rack, we've got a Rogue single-sided deadlift jack. We've got 2 pony kegs for keg tossing. This is a homemade Atlas stone attachment that we had before we built the stone stand, and it fits in this rack. And you just slide the safeties into the height you want to lift. It slides right in, and you can load on top of it. This is a I don't remember power rack. This is the first one. This thing's only weighted to 500 pounds, which when I had started lifting, I thought that was going to last a really long time, which it didn't. But it has a high pulley, a low pulley. Back here we have a bunch of different attachments for the pulley, kind of all over the place. But you know, we've got the V-bar, rotating handle, straight handle, wide grip handle, lower row. We've got a Spud Ink strap, another Mars Fit. This is a Rogue incline bench. So this is not the decline version, but it goes all the way up to straight, and the seat on the front moves up. Coming this way, we have our very important cooling unit, which is the only climate control that we have in the gym. I mean, we do have a little fan over there that Glenn hogs when he gets warm, but he put his chair in front of that fan, so I don't get to use it. Over here, we've got a trap bar. We've got another easy curl bar. This is a leg attachment for the pull downs on this power rack. This is an Olympic barbell. I have no idea the brand. This is a Yukon leg sled. It's called a hip leg sled. And what's really cool about this, you can do your leg pressing, and then it converts to a hack squat. So you take off the pad for your back, and you pop this off, and now it acts as a hack squat. So you stand up here and you hold onto the handles, and then you just pop the seat back in, and the leg sled, and it's got a couple of adjustments on height. This is our coat rack, because it sees almost no use, but it has a leg extension part of the pulley. It doesn't really work very well. You don't get very much range of motion on it. It has a high pulley. You can see we've got a tricep rope set up on this right now. And what's really neat about this part is if you have the clip out, you can use it for doing benching, or I used to stand like this for our back machines and do some like low rows. And then you pop this safety in and it becomes a chest fly. Foam roller, which is very important. This machine I absolutely love. It is a leg extension, leg curl, and it uses weights, obviously. So it's got a pin system. So right now it's set up for leg extensions. So you pop this up, pop the pin out, switch sides, put the clip in, and now it's leg extension, or leg curls. It's got detachable leg support, and the bench has a couple of different pins. You can set the height depending on how you like the angle, and the back support moves. This is the all-important seating / rest area. We've got my seat, Glenn's seat. In here we have my tote, and it's got different types of shoes, which is very important in strongman. We've got knee sleeves, elbow sleeves, we've got shin wraps, all that fun stuff. Over here in Glenn's tote, we have his strongman stuff, and then assortment of different bands and knee sleeves in there. We have a scale that we can measure everything that we're setting up to make sure that we're accurate to contest weight. And in the corner here is just a bunch of assortment of leftover machine parts, clips, slingshots, things of that nature. And that's it for the pole barn portion of the tour. Well, that was first gym. What about the second gym? So out here in the garage, we have our strongman moving events. This right here, again, homemade, is set up for Conan's wheel. So you put a bar through here, set it up on a landmine, load the plates, and it works for that. This is a Rogue sled prowler, so you can use it to push or pull. It's got adjustable handles, you can move it from side to side, and we've got a harness for this set up. We've got another weight tree. Here's a bunch of our older 45s. Some of these are actually 20 kilo plates, and we've got all of the plates that we use to load up farmers and yoke. Over here you've got several different farmers handles. So these first ones, these are homemade. These are the first ones we've ever had. And you can see we've got some plumbing set up to hold the plates in place. These handles are a little bit crooked. Then we went and bought Titan. This is a farmer's that has a frame conversion. You put these two bars in and it becomes a frame. I absolutely hate it and I regret buying it. I wanted something that was loaded on the top so it wasn't in the way of your legs, but it had knurling, which I didn't see in the picture. So when you're doing any sort of competition in strongman where you're walking with farmers, you don't have knurling. So we tried taping it, we tried a bunch of different things. It bent right away. I just absolutely regret it. And these are the new handles, which are from Rogue. They're just a standard farmers, nothing special about it. But it doesn't have all the complaints that I have with all the other ones. This is, again, the free landmine, so we use this to set up the Conan's wheel. And I'm sorry about the mess. We're doing a bunch of home projects right now. But here you've got sandbags. So we've got a 100-pound sandbag that's currently loaded to 75. We've got a 150-pound sandbag that's currently loaded at 100. Those ones are used by the family. Then we have a 200-pound sandbag and a 250-pound sandbag. And what we do is we just fill up a sandbag like this. We weigh it, and then you can add or remove to those. Then we have 3 full-size kegs. One of them is 250, one of them is 225, and the other one's just loaded with water. I don't remember if it's 165 or 175. But this is where we do all the events. We walk out front, so have a separate setup so we don't have to lug the weights all the way from the back to the front every Saturday. And finally, we have the third part of the gym, which is the least used part of the gym. And again, you can see proof. I wasn't lying. We're doing home projects. But we have the Rogue Echo Bike. We have a treadmill that's clearly seeing a lot of use behind that tree there. We've got flexibility. We got yoga blocks, a yoga mat, and a small foam roller. Now this used to vibrate, doesn't work anymore. Then we've got Concept 2 rower. Got a dip station / ab station. Hey, there's my 10-pound dumbbells. I found them. And then we've got this thing here to work on ankle flexibility. And this is a really cool piece of equipment. So you put your feet in it, and you face upward, and you kind of get in the glute bridge position, and you move your hamstrings in and out, and try and statically hold that. Kind of an interesting thing to use when you're just sitting at home. And then of course upstairs in the loft, which I'm not going to go up there right now, I have 2 dumbbells that were missing from the pole barn, which I use just when I'm bored, and another easy crowbar loaded with some weights. So thank you for coming along with us on the gym tour. Go lift something heavy.